This is a visualization for the power of silence. So find a comfortable position. You can sit upright or lay down. Close your eyes and connect right away with your breath. Notice it traveling in your nose, down into your lungs as your chest expands. And then follow the exit route as it comes up the trachea and out the nose. And then that stillness right after the exhale. And then relaxing the belly to receive that next breath. Observe its journey. Follow the breath in and out. We know now when the breath comes into the body that it inflates the lungs, carrying in oxygen, the nutrients that we need. And then there's an exchange that happens where it gives that oxygen to the blood and that gets pumped through the body. And then all the toxicity gets gathered up from the body, is exchanged, and the breath that carries it out releases it outside the body. All without us even paying attention. It's an involuntary action that our body is constantly handling. The lungs hold a good deal of energy related to the heart chakra, the energy center that connects us with love, with compassion, with our ability to give to others. And it also holds emotions like love, but also grief. And as we breathe in this breath and the lungs inflate around this energetic center of the heart, know that the grief would not exist without the love. And in this center of compassion, we have the opportunity in the silence of the breath to connect with the power of the heart, which is exponentially more powerful than that of our brain. The power of the heart to hold a space for us to reside in, to melt away all of the lower or heavier densities of fear, worry, resistance, judgment. The energies that disconnect us from the harmony of life. If we listen in this silence to what our heart is telling us to do, very rarely, if at all, will it encourage us to disconnect through judgment, ostracism, instead, the wisdom within that silence will tell us to receive compassion with the breath, just by letting go. The deepest, fullest breath that we can take is not by efforting a deep breath. Try and take a deep breath right now. Feel how much tension is involved with taking a breath. Do it again. And let that go. Now connect with the heart, allowing for receptivity of love to come in with the breath. Allowing the body to receive what it needs. And then letting go when it's time to let go. Allow the breath. Rather than take it. When we allow the breath into that space in the silence, it requires faith. When we let go of the exhale, that there'll be another inhale to follow. How can you bring the wisdom and the power of that breath into your life? Can you exhale out what is no longer needed? And have faith that what's after that is a renewal, a replenishing, more in alignment than before. Now, in this silence of listening deeply to the heart, and the cycles of death and rebirth and transformation that is always a part of life, how can you harness the power of the silence? By receiving. Not trying to fill it. Not trying to control it. But being fully immersed in listening like being underwater. Bring to mind someone, not yourself, but someone who causes an energy that's discordant within you to awaken. Pick one person. And take a sober look at the judgments that naturally surface when you observe this person. The judge is not the bad guy, but an informant. If we can listen and be silent, the judge is telling us what we want versus what we don't want. How we want or choose to create or be in the world, and what we don't want to create. Very helpful information. The judge is an informant. However, if we allow the judge to hijack the sacred space of our sovereignty, of our being that CEO in our life, the judge can wreak havoc, disconnecting our heart, creating separateness from that person in a way that hurts us. So as you breathe and you feel that massaging breath in your lungs, let it connect with your compassion so that the judge and the sage, that higher seeing place, can hold hands and support each other. Where we see that person and we remember that we know nothing what it's like to be in their shoes. That if they're operating in a destructive way, it's because they're in that energy of destruction. And that can be very, very painful. Can we return to the power of the silence and the space in our heart to find compassion, allowing it to flow, so that we can allow that river of love to move through us and outwards in all directions. Connecting with the power of compassion. It's always there in the silence, in that heart center. It's always accessible with your breath. So allow the breath to deepen by letting go a little more fully. Be breathed by the breath and then let go, bringing the smallest movements back into your fingers and your toes. Feeling the physical body and the silence and the space and the power after every breath. As an opening to receive again. And when you're ready, slowly open the eyes.